Back on the Chamber Report, time now for Member Profiles, where you get a chance to meet some of the many members of the Anoka Area Chamber of Commerce. I've known this guy a long time. This guy, he works hard. He works hard for who he works for, and at Stepping Stone Emergency Housing, his name is Steve Griffiths. He is the Executive Director. Steve, how the heck are you?
Doing well. Thanks for having me today, Pete.
You bet. It was probably longer than what I think, but it wasn't that long ago. We were up there and did a ribbon cutting as you guys had some exciting stuff and some remodel that was done up there. So for the folks out there that are watching and Stepping Stone, what is that? What's new at Stepping Stone Emergency Housing? And for those that don't know, what is it?
Yeah, so those who don't know what Stepping Stone Emergency Housing is, we are the service or provider of homeless services for individuals in Anoka County. We're in the old state hospital facility. We're in the only modern building that's over there. We serve 66 people every night. And just to be honest with you, Pete, we're full every night.
Yeah. And that's weather. I mean, we've had some of the coldest weather. We didn't have a whole big snow event over this season, but boy, we had some cold ones.
Yeah.
But if cold, you're full, but even not cold, you're full.
Yeah, we're full in the summer, winter, spring, summer, fall. We have plenty of people who are looking for, help. The biggest thing that we do for people is we provide case management. So we're a residential facility, so people don't have to be out in the community during the day, which happens a lot down in the inner city.
Sure.
But we give people an opportunity to bring some of their belongings with them. And as I say, hit the reset button, work with our case managers, work through a program to get themselves back into permanent housing. Some of the newer things that we've got going on, which I'm really excited about, we've been working with a long-term housing program for about 2.5, 3 years. When I started at Stepping Stone, we had 13 people in that program. And now here we are, like I said, 2.5 years later, and we have 44 people in that program, which we look at as that next step. Where we get them out of that emergency housing situation into a home. They're living in community, living with probably 3 or 4 other roommates. So they're learning those skills of how to communicate with each other. They've got a case manager who comes in and helps them out. So as I say, we usually talk about as an organization that we serve 66 people. The reality here in Anoka County, we're actually serving more than 100 people every night.
I bet.
Who are, finding themselves homeless and looking for that next step forward.
And for all of you out there, this isn't a stepping stone's not just, look, okay, we're going to cover you for the night. Of course they're going to cover them for the night if they have the availability to do that. But it's not about the night. It's about down the road and that night and down the road and that night to try to get these people to the point that they're moving back into society. Look, and things happen in life. I'll bet you've had something, maybe not to you, but to someone you know or somewhere down that road, you have had it touch you closer than just hearing it on the news. And so stuff happens, man, and especially in crazy times, and it's nuts. We can all agree that it's a little different out there, and stuff happens. And Stepping Stone's goal, Steve, is that down the road scenario.
Right, yeah, absolutely. We are really about meeting people where they're at, providing dignity and respect, empowering them to really make those steps for themselves. We look at people and say, what are your barriers? We deal with a lot of people who have mental health, chemical health issues, dealing with evictions. But like you said, Pete, sometimes it's just one thing. To hear some of the stories that people tell us, it just amazes me. We've had people who are retired teachers, nurses, who have had some things happen in their life. The teacher who was there, she was living in a senior independent living facility, and the rent went up, and she was either I eat or I stay in my apartment, and it was just not manageable for her. We were able to work with her, get her back into a new apartment. This was probably last summer. I think she was with us for about 4 months. She felt really good about what happened there. She felt like we provided her with great resource, treated her with dignity, let her really control the situation for herself. And like I said, now she's off on a brand new adventure for herself, living in a place that she really enjoys.
I love the stories, and you guys always have great stories. And not every story ends up like that, but I'll tell you what, a heck of a lot more do than don't. And that's the whole key to this. And that's why you should think about maybe getting involved, maybe helping out. And Steve, How can people in the community help?
Yeah, if people are interested in helping us out, the best way that they can do is volunteer. We have great opportunities for people to volunteer. The easiest place is to plug into our kitchen, and serve a meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner. It's great if you've got a family of, 3 or 4 who wants to do it. Even a group of 4 or 5 people. Our kitchen's pretty small, so we try and keep it small. We'll provide all the food. You just have to come there and serve. And then spend a little time with their residents, sit down and chat with them. Some will be more than willing to engage you in conversation and probably share more about what is going on in their life than we would realize. But come serve a meal. If you've got some special talents or something that you would like to come and, provide to our residents, look on our website, contact Jeff Connor. Jeff is our volunteer person right now. He would love to chat with you and get you involved here at the shelter. And then the other thing, donations.
Yeah.
Donations, not just monetary, but in-kind stuff. We can always use hygiene items. We can always use clothing, pillows, blankets, sheets, all those things. The nice thing with our long-term housing program, when we have people moving out, we really want to try and provide them with something to start that journey out for themselves, where they've got some pots and pans and some dishes.
Yeah.
So all things that we can use.
Yeah, excellent. All right, big event coming up in April.
Yeah.
Tell everybody about that and how they can get involved.
Yeah, so, the last 4 or 5 years, we've had our, Real Stories event. This year, we're moving away from that, trying to give it a little fresh perspective. We're excited. We're having dueling pianos, which are always fun. But it's going to be a phenomenal event. It's on April 11th. It's out at the Courtyards of Andover. Tickets are $60 for an individual, or for a couple that are $100. We have sponsorships available, just like the Chamber does. We have 2 presenting sponsors that I just want to say thank you to 21st Century Bank, as well as the Ramsey Lions. We have other sponsorships available. Would love for people to come out and join us that night. If you're not able to make it, if you would be interested in maybe donating a silent auction item or some gift cards, that would be phenomenal as well. We'll have a silent auction. We'll have some games that people can play. The whole goal is to raise some money for support. And you'll be able to hear from a couple of our residents as well as how Stepping Stone is helping them out.
Excellent. There are things that are good, and you should do something about it. This is one of those things. This thing is good. What Stepping Stone Emergency Housing is doing is good. In fact, it's great. And you can help. Maybe you could attend this event. Maybe you can't. Maybe you could bid. Bidding is critical when it comes to silent. And I'm guessing Steve doesn't care who bids. If you bid, that's great. And so maybe do that. Or maybe donate some items. Or maybe sponsor. You can do it as a family, as an individual, as a business. Help that cause. And again, this isn't just about covering people for a night. This is about taking care of people down the road and beyond. It just makes all of this better. And so help Stepping Stone, and here's your shot. All right, so Steve, we got somebody out there who's interested. How do they start a process? And maybe they know of somebody who's in a situation that maybe they could use some help. How do they just make that connection?
Best way to find out the information is go onto our website. It's Stepping Stone EH as an emergency housing.org. So again, steppingstoneeh.org. That's both if you're interested in volunteering, if you know somebody who's found themselves homeless, if you yourself are homeless, that's the best place to plug in. Make the phone call, shoot us an email, and we will do our best to get you involved.
And again, right in Anoka, 4th Avenue, the Old State Hospital is just up there off 4th and Grant Street. You cannot miss it. I've been to the facility numerous times, and just get up there. You want to get a feel. I'll tell you what. You want to do something to make yourself feel good. Pop up there and donate a little of your time. You'll walk out of there going, you know what? I should do that again. Steve, thank you so much, man. Keep up the mission of what you guys are doing. It's all good stuff, and here's hoping for a big gala. And I will be donating some sports memorabilia, so you go to that website and you bid. All right, we're taking a break. When we come back, we will continue with more here on Member Profiles.